Hi guys, welcome again to Heart with me, Reuben Kigame. It's such a joy this particular Wednesday for me to bring you into my inner world. Yes, my secret life that we don't get to show very often. In fact, nobody really knows much about this. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how Reuben Kigame reads and writes. Yes, how I read and write. Maybe I should tell many of you that don't know that I am actually visually challenged. I became blind when I was 3 years old. And a lot of people ask questions about, so how does he read? How does he write? How does he get to know all these different things he tells us? Now, this is the room where it all happens. But as usual, I must sing you a song first. So this song is called When I Was a Boy. It's actually a song that I wrote about my own life, my own story back in 1993. It's that old, but I hope you like it. When I was a boy, just immersed in toys, I never really knew the world could be so harsh for me. I was busy at play, I liked modeling clay. Then slowly I began to find, at 3 I became blind. Some precious years went by, Mama had to try, and Papa really never just played it cool. I soon went to school. I learned to read and write. The future seemed so bright, but later it all became so tough. My learning wasn't enough. And if Jesus never died for me, where would I find this peace? I know His grace and His love are enough for me. And with this one thing, my heart overflows. Yes, with this, my heart overflows. Sometimes I wish I could see. I know it mustn't be, 'cause the light of Jesus inside me is enough for me. I need no sympathy, not even empathy, 'cause a miracle took place in my heart when Jesus filled every part. I've tried surgery, it led to misery. I know that money cannot buy this joy that will never die. I've tried philosophy and some theology, but they never really gave me the peace of mind that I tried so hard to find. And if Jesus never died for me, where would I find this peace? I know His grace and His love are enough for me. And with this one thing, my heart overflows. Yes, with this, my heart overflows. My heart overflows. Yeah, I released a video of it. It's called When I Was a Boy. It's available on YouTube, so you can get the full version there. Yeah, so like I told you, today I'm bringing you into my inner world. This room is like the nerve center of Reuben Kigame. I know a lot of you think I spend a lot of time at the piano or the guitar, at the studio desk, and I do spend some time there. But really, if you wanted to know who Reuben Kigame is, you would have to know something about this room. This is my office. It is my prayer room. It's also my study. It's also the place from which I do teaching online. And so I teach part-time at the Africa International University. And I also, of course, accept invitations via Zoom and so on. And I do all of that from this room. So I spend a lot of hours here. Now maybe, I would say on an average day, maybe 10 to 14 hours, because this is also where I study. So taking you back to my childhood, most of you that don't know, I became blind when I was 3 years old from cataracts in both my eyes. Now that means that you gradually begin to lose the ability to see, and that's what happened. And so you can check a lot of that information on 2 videos that appear on my channel. The videos are titled This Is My Story, courtesy of Family Media. Now, so what I'm going to do is show you how do I read. And I'll begin by bringing you to this shelf here. This shelf I requested, to be set up here because I had very little space for my books. And I wanted this particular kind of dimension because then with that kind of, width, I could be able to carry this length of Braille books. Braille books are usually very bulky. So I needed a long enough shelf that would be able to house my Bible. Now, believe you or not, from here all the way to here is actually the Bible. Just one Bible. Yes. I told you, yeah. From here, this is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, coming and into the New Testament. And right at the end here, I'll move this because, yeah. So, yeah, right at the end here, this book here is the book of Revelation. Yeah. And so going back a little here would be Hebrews to Jude. So this combines several books, Hebrews to Jude. And so that is my Bible. And this here is a lot of the material I used when I was studying with Ravi Zacharias back in 1996 to 1998. And, a collection of some of my own manuscripts. And I can let me see if I can. Yeah, let me pull out something. This would be my thesis. It was on the mediatization of religion, an analysis of what I call the electronic pulpit. This I did for my Master of Science at Moi University. And so it's just bits and pieces and notes and more notes, and then of course all the reference works up there. Yeah, so this shelf brings together a lot of the regular reads that I have. You can see it's very close to my desk. This, for example, here would be C.S. Lewis's Allegory of Love. And most of you that I like C.S. Lewis quite a bit. I find him very, very deep, very skilled in the classics and, of course, contemporary literature. He was an atheist before and became a Christian, so he is very, very close to my heart. Yeah, so when you come to this side, I have a lot of the philosophy books and a bit of theology. So this is where my reference section is. Right here would be the complete works of William Shakespeare. You can see very, very huge. And this one is the complete works of Josephus, Flavius Josephus, a very, very good Jewish scholar. Now, if you look down here, this entire set here is Encyclopedia Britannica. It's the early 70s edition. I think it was 1973 edition. But I have a story about this one because I bought this in the United States for $1 each, a volume, you know, $1 per every volume. And you can imagine what it took to bring them here. So as people bring all their important things, like, I don't know what people bring from America, I used to bring books a lot. And going back to my university days, as people were spending their money, or we called it the boom, on buying, you know, stereos and going to drink, I was busy buying books. So I save and buy. And I was thinking, by the way, at one time about how in one gene, one human gene, you have information content, information content in one gene that is equal to like 29 such volumes, 29 volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica, and then you tell me it was evolution that brought, you know, the whole universe around. Give me a break. Yeah, so sometimes I need to find the meaning of a word, and so I'll come up here and pull out this guy. Oh my word. This is so heavy. This is Webster's dictionary. It is huge. I don't know where people get time to write some things, but I guess people would say the same about me. And this one is, I don't even know whether my son can lift this one. This is the Scientific Encyclopedia. It is huge, but it's precious to me. It is so precious to me, I tell you. You'd rather take anything else from me, but for books, these are my greatest treasure. Sort of, oh yeah, I have to tilt it a bit. Then up here are concordances and dictionaries and commentaries and so on that help me when I'm trying to learn about the Bible, or, you know, the culture of the Bible days, or, you know, the early times. Yeah, and so this is where most of my work takes place. This is the royal desk. It's like the main workstation. And as you can see on the extreme side here, this is what you call a writing frame, a Braille writing frame. It's just as simple as this. You open and let's say you put a piece of paper in between, and then you close. Let me see if I can get a blank piece of paper. Yeah. All right. Yeah, let me see. Let me see if we can get a. Let me see if we can get a blank piece of paper. Yeah, this one. So you put the piece of paper here, like that, and then you close like that, and then you clip here like that, and you are ready to write. Usually, well, I've lost my stylus. The stylus is the little pen that you write with. It looks something like this needle, only that it's not curved like that. So it's just straight. So you write using the stylus, and you prick the dots like that. You know, there are 6 dots. Braille uses 6 dots, and we can talk about that another time. Braille, by the way, is a system that was put together by a French ex-soldier who got blinded, and using the Morse code, he was able to put together how to write in Braille. when you write in Braille, when you make the dots on this frame, what happens is that on the other side, you have dots that come up like this. Yeah. So maybe just to read something for you here, I'm doing a research course here. So I'm taking notes from a book by Creswell. So up here, because this is a research course I am dealing with, I have written research design, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed methods approaches by John W. Creswell. And this is the 4th edition, Thousand Oaks. That's a 2014 publication put out by Sage Publications. And so all these details I record because they are critical for my studies and also referencing. And it's also good for me to know which page I'm dealing with. So what I do at the end of this page, when I go to page 2, I will inscribe at the top here with a bit of indentation, Creswell Research Design, and then I'll put page 2. So that helps me to know where I am. And then when all these are sort of done, I will take a paper punch and, I'll punch on this side and then put them in a file. So that is what Braille looks like. And we can go deep into how Braille works.